This is a screencast on how to do fraction word problems. It goes with page 589 in your textbook. We're going to do number 1 and number 2 together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a number line for our fraction. And we saw that in homework last night. A number line is very helpful with word problems and to get a visual on what that fraction looks like. So to build our number line, we have to look at what we're dealing with as a denominator. So we're dealing with 6. That means our number line has to be divided into 6 equal parts. So some of you might remember this from 3rd grade. So our number line starts with 0, and a fraction is less than a whole. So that means we're dealing with the space between 0 and 1. So this has to be divided into 6 equal parts. So we'll go a line down the middle and give us 3 on this side and 3 on this side. So that means this is the first part out of 6. So this is going to be 1/6. Some of you might recognize this from Dreambox too. Some of those exercises have fractions on a number line. Oops, that should not be a 3. That should be a 6. And this is going to be 3 out of 6. This is going to be 4 out of 6. This is going to be 5 out of 6. And this is going to be 1. So that would be 6 out of 6. Just a reminder, any number over itself is always 1. So 8 over 8 would be 1, 5 over 5, because that means 6 things out of 6 parts. So that's the whole thing. Okay, so let's see what she did here. So she did 2/6 of her homework after dinner. So 2/6 would be 1 here and 1 here. So that's 2/6. So she did this after dinner. And she has 1/6. Let me make a little note there. She has 1/6 of her homework left to do. So this is 1/6 right here. She has that left to do. Now the question is, what fraction of her homework did Chloe do before dinner? So what's not been accounted for? So we have 2/6 that she did, 1/6 that's left. So this is everything that she hasn't done, or that she did before dinner. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that was 3/6. But it says simplest form. So I know that 3 is the greatest common factor for both 3 and 6. So I'm going to divide. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. So my answer is she has half of her homework. She did half of her homework before dinner. All right, so let's look at the next one. So I can see right away we're dealing with a denominator of 12. There were 12 goals scored during the game. Team A scored 8 out of 12. Of the goals, Team B scored 2 goals during the first half of the game. What fraction of the goals did Team B score during the second half of the game? Write in simplest form. Sometimes these word problems get really confusing when they use the same words over and over again. Okay, so we're dealing with 12 parts. So we're going to go, our number line has to have 12 parts because that's the denominator, 12. So this is our 0, this is our 1. We're dealing with 12. So we're going to put a line down the middle. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines on this side to give this 6 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's label this. So this is going to be 1 out of 12. This is 2 out of 12. 3 out of 12. So 12 is our denominator, and that's how many total parts. That's how we know how many parts to make on our number line, and that's how we know what the denominator is when we are labeling the lines. It's always good to label the lines because then that way you don't get confused later on what these lines are. Okay, 8 over 12, 9 over 12, 10 over 12, 7. And then 1 whole is, of course, 12 over 12. All right, so now let's start filling in what we know. There were 12 goals scored during the game. Great. We got that because we have 12 parts on our number line. Team A scored 8/12 of the goals, so 8. So that means all the way from here to here, Team A scored. So we're going to put a big A up here. Team B scored 2 goals during the first half, so 2 goals. So that means 1, 2. Okay, so that's Team B. What fraction of the goals did Team B score during the second half of the game? So what do we have left? We have 2 out of 12. We have 1, 2. So they scored 2 out of 12. And we need to write that in simplest form. So I know that 2 can go into 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that's our answer in simplest form. Now go back and I'd like you to try numbers 3 through 7 on pages 589 and 590. Remember to start with drawing your number line first. And remember your denominator tells you how many parts to divide that number line into.